What motivated Rabbinic Judaism to create an Oral Torah and invent new laws? The answer is quite simple: control, a desire for power, a thirst for domination. How do the Oral Torah and these invented laws help the rabbis maintain control over the Jewish people? Your entire life depends on them. They decide how you get married, how you're buried, and what you eat. And look at the wealth this gives them. Just the matter of kosher certification alone brings in billions. You're dependent on them every step of the way. And in fact, your whole life is influenced by them, even if you're secular. They dictate your calendar, and let me briefly touch on this. They determine your schedule based on the Babylonian calendar, which they call the Hebrew calendar. But the truth is, it's not Hebrew at all. It's completely Babylonian, a rabbinic calendar rather than the original Israelite one. So they decide when you live, when you fast, when you eat, when you celebrate, and when you don't. They control everything according to their calendar. This gives them immense power, and this is how they impose their theology and ideology on the people. If we look closely at the state of Israel today, it seems as though they have won for now. You could say they've been winning for the last 1,800 years, and to this day, they continue to prevail. There have been some attempts to rebel against them, like the Karaite movement, which was remarkable and brought wonderful contributions, like reviving the Hebrew language. But today there are only about 5,000 Karaites left, and they are not as strong in their faith as they once were. Throughout history, others in the Jewish people have also rebelled against rabbinic domination, but they were quickly suppressed. In Israel, there were various Jewish sects, such as the Sadducees and the Essenes. However, all other Jewish sects were wiped out because their views ceased to be considered legitimate after the Pharisaic sect took control. Imagine if a single political party in the Knesset gained a complete majority, passed all the laws, dictated all the policies, and declared itself to be the state of Israel. Take the Sadducees, for example. Almost nothing remains of them. But consider this. In the Talmud, there's a debate between the Sadducees and the Pharisees regarding the commandment of niddah, menstrual purity laws. Rabbi Meir says, daughters of the Sadducees, as long as they follow the traditions of their fathers, are impure. If most of the Sadducee daughters follow the customs of Israel, they are pure. A seemingly legitimate debate. The Torah sides more with the Sadducees, but notice how the Talmud frames the argument. The Talmud says, the daughters of Israel act like us, and the daughters of the Sadducees act differently. What does it mean, daughters of Israel, as opposed to daughters of the Sadducees? Are the daughters of the Sadducees not part of Israel? Slowly but surely, they pushed anyone who didn't agree with the Pharisaic rabbinic stream out of the people of Israel. And today this is what they want to do to Messianic Jews, believers in Yeshua. They want to push them outside the fold of Israel. Regarding Yeshua, they've also rewritten history, adding their own stories. They have various writings about Jesus, like the infamous medieval book, The Hanged One, and so on. But any serious historian knows that these are despicable things with no historical value. Therefore, a Jew seeking his or her Jewish identity does not need to go through rabbinic Pharisaic Judaism. I'm addressing you, the Jewish viewer watching this video. It's important for you to know that if you were born into a Jewish family, or are a descendant of Israel, you are part of Israel, period. There is no force in the world, according to the Torah, that can take that away from you. You are Jewish because you are Jewish, period. Your faith is your personal belief. Of course, according to the Bible, the ideal would be for you to embrace biblical faith, and then you would be a Jew faithful to the Bible and its spirit. If a prophet from the Bible were alive today and saw that Pharisaic Rabbinic Judaism is the ruling form, he would stand at the gates and proclaim, "This is not our way." In fact, Yeshua spent much of his efforts preaching like this. He stood at the gates and declared, "This is not the biblical way." Pharisaic Rabbinic Judaism tries to claim that a Jew who believes in Yeshua is no longer Jewish, calling it Christianity disguised as Judaism. This happened after the Pharisaic Rabbinic sect had pushed out all other streams, and with the support of the Roman conquerors, they were established as the ruling force over the Jewish people. Once they felt that Israel was their private domain, they began to mark off anyone who didn't fit. They put an X on them and pushed them out, slowly taking over the people of Israel. That's all for today. Hit subscribe for more fascinating content on history, philosophy, and religion, right here on my channel. See you next time.